Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly forecast for the 13th through the 19th. This is going to be for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we're going to just check in here what the energies for the week ahead and see what's coming up for the Capricorn Collective. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dears and my darlings, we're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First card coming up here is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is a card of movement. Sometimes this card comes up to let us know that delays are over. Blocks are over. Things are beginning to move forward. Things are beginning to shift. This is also a card that can come up when we have really motivated energy, like we're driven, we're connecting with our passions. If you're waiting to hear back from someone, Eight of Wands is a very positive card that you're going to receive communication, you're going to hear back. And oftentimes it's associated with good things, like things happening, things moving ahead. So if you've had a situation that's been kind of stalled, or if you've been waiting to hear back, like receive an answer about something, Eight of Wands is letting us know that this is going to be coming in. Could also be travel sometimes. Some of you may be preparing to travel. The next card coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Magician. If you have Gemini or Virgo placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. Now, this is a major arcana card, so this is like coming into a new chapter, defining moment. I keep putting this thing on silent and it keeps making noise. Please forgive me. But this could be confirmation for a lot of people as well. Hold on here. All right, so I'm eliminating the distractions. But for me in my readings, when there's like little interruptions like that, for me, it's like the message is being emphasized. So there could be a Gemini or a Virgo placement. If you have Gemini or Virgo placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. This is like a new chapter, a defining time, a defining moment. This could also be some of you may be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That might be a really significant person at this time in your life. But the Magician is a card of manifesting. It's about seeing through the illusions. It's about calling things into existence, as above, so below. So a lot of the times I see this card coming up when you're coming into a really a period of time in which you're going to be manifesting very fast, and the Eight of Wands coming up with it is even more so, right? Even more so. Some of you are really tapping into the full moon and Virgo energy we just had, and you're really clear, you're really determined about what you want, and you're going to be manifesting it super fast. So you may be getting a lot of reminders from the universe this week, a lot of signs. Like you might be seeing a lot of repeating angel numbers. You might keep looking at the clock every time it's 4:44 or 2:22 or 11:11 or 10:11. Like you might have a lot of those moments. You might be seeing butterflies. You might be seeing like spirit animal messengers. And this is just the universe letting you know, hey, Capricorn, you're manifesting really fast right now. So keep your thoughts on what you want, because your thoughts are becoming reality at a very high speed. I do feel that for some of you are finding yourself in a situation where there's somebody that's like not wanting to give up on you. And I don't mean it in an annoying way. I mean it in an encouraging way. So maybe there's something that you said, oh, this isn't working, or I give up on this. And some of you have someone who's coming in and just kind of really taking you by the hand, and they're like, Capricorn, we're going to make this happen. This is going to happen. Don't give up on this. And so I feel some of you have a very encouraging person that might be coming in and helping you all at this time. The next card that's coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups can come up in a few different ways. A lot of the times, it is a card that can indicate we have a lot of different choices, we have a lot of different options. The Seven of Cups can also come up in a situation where we feel like we're dreaming. It feels like a dream come true. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is actually happening, or I can't believe that this showed up in my life out of nowhere. You might be in a situation where you feel like you're dreaming. Well, the Eight of Wands and the Magician tells us you're not dreaming, right? These are things are happening, your manifestations are coming true. Seven of Cups can also come up when we maybe are second guessing ourselves, like, am I focusing on the right thing? Should I be focusing on this other thing instead? And so you might want to take a moment and just kind of daydream your different options, see which ones make you feel the most excited as you're visualizing yourself in that scenario. And this will give you kind of a guide of like what feels right to you, what your gut is pointing you towards, what your heart is pointing you towards. Seven of Cups also, I do feel like you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to have a lot of options after like a long period of nothing happening. Like it was tumbleweeds and crickets, and now all of a sudden everything is, available to you. All the doors are opening. Like you couldn't get one door open, and now all the doors opened at once, and you're like, oh gosh, which one am I going to go through? I think this is especially true if you've been looking for work for a long time, if you've been out of work for a really long time, or if you recently got hired for a job after a long period of not working, you may find that all of a sudden you're getting all kinds of calls, all kinds of emails wanting to set up interviews, or even hearing back from old interviews saying, hey, sorry it took so long, but we would like to offer you the position. I feel some of you that have been out of work for a very long time are going to have several options coming in at once here with this Seven of Cups. The next card coming up here for the collective is the Ten of Swords. And I know this can seem like a scary card because of the fact that it's these swords stuck here in this poor fellow, but it's not a negative message. Ten of Swords tells us that some karmic cycle has ended. Some karmic period is over, and we're not going to have to deal with that karma ever again. It's been defeated, it's finished. And so some cycle that has been holding you back or making you sad is finally done. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, like I'm not saying this to be a Pollyanna, like even for myself, pulling cards for myself, there's been a lot of times when I would keep getting the Ten of Swords and then something really miraculous happened. Like a door finally opened and I was like, oh, finally, like, oh man, like this is the answer to my prayer. It's been a card that has come up before something really good, like a really big positive shift, a really big positive change. Some of you are going into a new opportunity, and the Ten of Swords is telling us it might be a little bittersweet for you. Because on one hand, the current situation has grown unbearable. You've grown too much for it. You've gotten too big for it. It feels like a really large fish crammed into a very small tank or a very small bowl. Or I don't know if you remember being a kid and your feet would grow and the feeling of having your feet in shoes that are too small. It's excruciating. So some of you are in this kind of situation. You've grown too much for the environment and it's excruciating. And so I feel that it's going to be such a huge relief to finally leave it. But on the other hand, it might be bittersweet because it was this very thing that helped you to grow. It was like this thing was a answer to your prayer once upon a time. And there may be some positive aspects of it. And so it could be like a bittersweet. It's sweet to finally be out of it, but a part of you might also kind of say, well, once upon a time, this was a really great thing for me, and I'm going to kind of miss it. And that's okay. That's okay to feel that way. But ultimately, here it's time to move on. It's time to go. Some current situation, you've given it all you can give. You've done all that you were meant to do in it. And now it's time to move on to something else, to something new. If you have been struggling with distractions or like self-medication type of stuff that has become burdensome for you, then 10 of swords is telling us you're finally coming into a time where you're gonna have that in control. You're gonna have like a good handle on sobriety or a good handle on making healthy choices. If you've been dealing with your stress in ways that have been damaging to you or very unhealthy, you're going to find a way to turn that around and stop doing things that are maybe self-destructive. So Capricorn, maybe your life has been lived in kind of a self-destructive way for quite some time, and you're coming into a shift where there's no more self-destruction, and that's a wonderful thing. You may want to check out your other placements, your moon sign, your rising sign. Sometimes those might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a playlist in the description that will take you to the other videos, so you can find those very easily. And if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there are links in the description for booking different readings on my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Take care and be well, my darlings.